What's up, everyone? Kevin Oak here. Wanted to go on a little rant real quick. Normally I just give you guys the normal training and all that fun stuff, and I'm usually pretty laid back and chill, and I usually keep things very light, more on the funny side, and all the bro shit with just flexing and all that type of stuff. But wanted to kind of give some sort of life advice, just because I don't usually give out that type of stuff, so I feel like it'd be better from time to time. I did give some little tidbits that maybe could help some people out there, especially some of the younger people who may be struggling with certain types of things. But wanted to get into something that one of my really close friends brought up to me the other day. It's someone I've been friends with for a long time, since way before I was in powerlifting. Known her for years, right? So we're out drinking and all that stuff, and she just kind of put it really in my face as I was kind of telling her about a couple of things. And she just straight up was like, Kevin, you're always looking out for other people, which is great. But she's like, you're always looking out for other people. I've known you for a long time. You're always putting you're always trying to get other people's back. And at the end of the day, they never give a fuck. And they usually fuck you over. And I was just like, it's interesting. It's something I've thought of before, but I never really had someone right in my face yo, I've known you for a long time, you always do this. Joke's always on you and that. But I wanted to kind of explain something. It's a zero-sum game. It's an economic thing. It has to do with game theory. Basically what it means is that in a transaction, there has to be a winner and there has to be a loser, right? That's a type of transaction. Obviously not all transactions are like that, but what zero-sum game means is that for a transaction, there has to be a winner and there has to be an opposite and equal loser for that winner for a transaction to be balanced. How that relates to this is that it kind of parallels, in a way, or relates to the type of attitude that a lot of people have, in the fitness world, but really in the real world in general. It's kind of a personality thing, right? A lot of people's personality is they have to be winning, and not only do they have to be winning, but they need other people to be losing, right? Now, my attitude has always been, I want to do well, I want everyone around me to do well, and that's what makes me feel good. It would never feel good to me for me to be successful and the other people around me aren't successful at whatever they're trying to do. Whether, you know what I mean? It's not about what they're trying to do, it's just that they're going after whatever it is they're trying to do, and they're being successful as well. They're helping me, I'm helping them. To me, that's a good situation. Now, because I have that type of personality, a lot of you may relate to this, I'm always if there's something I can do, I'm always looking for ways to work with people, at all times, pretty much. I'm always that's the way my mind works. I'm always oh, I can do this, you can do that, we can do this together, cool. To me, that's synergistic, right? That's how synergies work. It's kind of 1 + 1 = 3, right? You get two different people, they come together, they can do more than they could have done separately by themselves. A lot of people don't have that attitude. It's a personality thing, right? Problem is, if you have the personality where you're constantly trying to work with people and you want everyone around you to be successful, obviously you want to be successful yourself, but you're always looking out for other people as well, and they should be looking out for you. Problem is, if you have that type of personality and you're around or you're friends with or have some type of relationship with something with a zero-sum game personality where they're always trying to be the winner, and not only do they want to be the winner, but they want everyone else around them to suck and to kind of be the loser, you always clash heads. It never works out. And you'll always kind of be stuck in this frustrating position at the end of the day when everything's said and done. Time will always pass where you try to get along with the person, you try to do things with the person. It always comes back to the same point where it's you put in a ton of effort to try to make things work. That person, they only give a fuck about themselves, right? So, That's something, it's a personality thing that's important that you kind of learn at some point in life. If you're the type of person who is always looking out for people and you're kind of like, why do I always end up, it's like I care about people, I look out for people, I'm always trying to do these things. Why do I always end up in these situations where it feels like I get like fucked over or something like that? That's why. It's because the type of personality that those people have that you tend to be around is a personality that is constantly going to clash with you. So, that in general happens a lot, especially in the fitness world, especially with people. I'm someone who constantly like tries to work with other people, especially in powerlifting. Like I'm friends, quote unquote, with a lot of other like elite powerlifters, and I always try to do things. Some of them are very open, and it's awesome. Like obviously I'm doing the training programs with Ben Pollock. Like I've tried to do things with like Steffi and Hayden before. Like they're really cool. They try to work with a lot of people, right? And then I have other friends who are always like, oh no, like we don't really like to work with other people. Like that's like the person with the zero-sum game type of personality. Like even with Barbell Commission, I had like a lot of like my friends in powerlifting like, oh, send me out a shirt, blah blah blah, like I'll wear it. And of course, like they don't wear it because it's a personality thing. They want to do well, and they specifically want other people not to do well, that's a zero-sum game personality. The other personality, like I said, is a person that wants everyone to do well. You're like, hey, I can sell some shirts, you can sell some shirts, we can all do well. We can all live, we can all do stuff. Those are the type of people I get along with. The type of people that are always like, oh no, like they don't want to support anyone, everything's about them. I've finally come to a realization that it's like, just stay away from them. Like you're never going to coexist. It's a personality thing. You're one way, they're another way. It's just not going to work. But obviously that was kind of off the top of my head, so I'm sure it's not going to sound very fluid. But just wanted to kind of put that out there, especially for like younger people that follow me, because there's a lot of people out there that probably have like that personality issue, and they may kind of just never understand why at the end of the day they always find themselves in certain situations. So maybe hearing this will help them give them a better understanding of themselves. And yeah, that's it. Just kind of know your personality, be aware of how other people are. Don't be afraid to just do your own thing. Don't be afraid to cut people off. Yeah, that's it.